Hi guys, and let's convert this letter D into this disperse style text in Illustrator today. Now to get to the expectation that we want to have, we want to turn this alphabet D to have that kind of dotted pattern that we saw in the introduction. And I have chosen the font Gotham Ultra and I've made it really big. Now the first thing that we want to do is that we want to have it a gradient. And to apply gradient to the alphabets, you first have to, first of all, on the left hand side, come here and remove the top fill. And with the text highlighted, go on the appearance panel on the right hand side and select this color. And now you can apply a gradient on this. Click on this. As you can see, the gradient has been applied, although both the color stops seem to have the same black color. So we can open this gradient panel over here and select this one, first one. Double click on this and turn its color to white. So we have the gradient ready. Straight away, we applied that kind of the textured, grainy kind of effect. The effect that we are going to use is up here in the effects, and it is down here in the Photoshop effects. We'll come down here in the pixelate and press on Mezzotint. And from here, we can choose coarse dots and press OK. So the moment when we apply this filter of Mezzotint and give it the coarse dots, it looks at the face that it's ready. And if you have a white background and this is what you really want to do, I would say it's ready. But there is a catch. Let me show you. Let me take this rectangle tool, draw out the shape, and let me give it this some sort of different dark color. Let's say somewhere around here. I'm going to press OK. I'm going to move it downwards. And now you can straight away see that when I bring this letter on top of this different colored background, it doesn't blend with the background, or I'm not able to change the color. So that brings up the problem, and we need to understand how to solve this. Let's get deeper a little bit more into this problem. So if I take both of these, or should I say, kind of zoom in and bring them kind of here in the center. Now, the first thing, of course, is that when the background color changes, it doesn't blend in. The other thing you might be tempted to think is that why not change the color of the gradient to match this white with this background blue? Let's try and do that and let's see what's happened. So we have the text highlighted, and now I'm going to go here in the gradient tool and I'm going to click on this white color. I'm going to open the color window and I'm going to try and match the color with this blue. So as you can see, when I press this, there are these three colored dots now, the white spaces, the blue spaces, and the black spaces. And so the blending in, or the dispersion of the text, is not exactly the way you would want it. So we have to find a way to deal with this. And to do that, we'll have to look at seeking the right kind of solution. What we really want is, at the most, is that we want these white spaces to go away. Let me just lock this. So we want this white spaces to really go away and leave this black color so that we can change the color of this black area dots, and whatever that is white would become invisible, and that would allow the color from the background to transparently show through it. So that is what we are really going to find out how to do that. So I'm going to unlock it. And now I'm going to keep this background. I'm going to zoom out a bit and press Ctrl 0 to center it in. And I'm going to keep this blue background at the side for the moment. And let's just focus here on this letter. So what we really want is that somehow we should be able to get access to each of these dots and each of these white spaces. So that means we somehow need to separate all these white and black areas so that we can access them. And a pretty much standard behavior that you can keep in mind whenever you want to get access to the internal parts of any sort of vector graphic inside Illustrator is to expand it. And how do we do that? We go here in the objects and we press this expand appearance. What expand does is it would differentiate all the parts of any vector that's given and separate all the internal divisions so that somebody as a designer wants to access it, wants to get to those single parts, he or she would be able to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the text, go up here in the objects and come down here and press expand appearance. And let's see what has happened here. We can see this big bounding box, and the letter is now inside it. And we have this extra area, and that is because the coarse dots are actually going outside the letter D and are covering the area that is bounded by the box. But since it's hidden inside the text, the rest of it is not visible. So what we can do with this is that we can now try to see that have we got the access to the single dots, and the answer even at this moment is no. And that is because that the effect that we had applied on it was a Photoshop effect. Let's come back here in the effect and see it says Photoshop effects. And since it was a Photoshop effect, when we expanded it, it did not turn into a vector, it actually turned into an image. And that is why we have this option of image trace and the crop image. So what's going to happen when we press the image trace? The software, Illustrator software, is going to try and guess access to each one of these little parts, the whites and the blacks, and apply its mathematical calculation to separate them as much as possible. So the final result will not be the exact this kind of design, but it would be very much similar to it with certain differences. Let's press the image trace and let it do the job. It says that tracing may proceed slowly with large images, and would you like to continue? And here I would like to give you a small tip. As we know that the size of the image is very big, I'm going to press Shift and reduce the size so that it would require lesser mathematical calculation for the software to go with. I'm going to press image trace and I'm going to press OK. I'm going to wait for it to trace the image. And there it is. It's ready. And now we only have to press Shift and make it larger and wait. And there we have. Now this image has been traced. And you might say that why don't we have the access to the dots? Because we need to expand it. Remember, I said in the earlier part that expansion allows us to get access to every single little part. So we're going to do that. And that will take a bit of a time. There it is. Now you can see when I pressed expand, there are these small parts, the blacks and the whites, and all of them have been highlighted along with the bounding box that has a lot of white filled in it. If you still don't get it, I'm going to push this background behind it and you would be able to see what I'm saying. Let me just make it a little bit bigger. So as you can see, we have these white and the black areas. Now we need to remove the white areas, and that would leave us with the black one. When we remove the white, there would be nothing, and that would automatically turn the whole thing transparent. Now again, the question rises is that how do we get these white and black parts separate? And for that, we have a very simple and a very handy tool called the magic wand. The magic wand, like it says, it selects objects with similar appearance attributes. And I'm going to select it. I'm going to press on this white area. And at this moment, everything that is white has been selected. And all I have to press is delete. And there you go. I'm going to go back here and select the selection tool. And we have the access to this letter D. And now wherever I might take it, you can see that it's transparent and the background color gets through. And in fact, we can also change the color of this black color. All I have to do is open up this swatches or even the color panel from here and change the color to whichever other color I want to have. And in this way, you have the access to change the color and at the same time have a simple and a straightforward way to blend it with the background. I'm going to center align it, and I'm going to you can make it bigger since it's a vector. You can do anything with it. Make it bigger, make it smaller, change the color once again, and make it whatever you want to make it to. And there you have it. It gives you the full control that we really wanted to. So the next thing that you can do is check out this playlist. This playlist has all the Illustrator text effects that I've covered so far on this channel. Or you can check out this one that has all the Photoshop text effects that I've covered so far. And of course, you must subscribe to the channel and stay connected with us so that you can get all the latest information and tutorials on how to get better at Adobe tools. Thank you so much for your time. I'll be back soon.